Buongiorno cari studenti. Oggi è il 31 marzo. Happy Cesar Chavez Day. And before spring break, I wanted to record this lesson to send to all of you. We are midway throughout the semester. This is our 8th week. And there is a test that is opening tomorrow, so I wanted to just summarize a little bit of the material that we've covered so far. Questo esame, okay, well, let me share this screen over here. Okay, so we had the verbi in ere, includendo i verbi modali, irregolari, come sapere, e le preposizioni articolate. So, per le preposizioni articolate, again, I'm going to go a little faster because we've covered these topics in class already. But le preposizioni articolate, in English, you don't do that. In Spanish, you have only two. De él, which contracts to del, and a él, which contracts to al, very similar to here, right? Al and del. In Italian, however, you have 35 because all of these prepositions, a, su, da, di, in, combine with the articles. And in Italian, we have not just the, English has only one, right? Or Spanish has only four. In Italian, we have 7 possibilities, right? 7 articles. But it's not as hard as it seems. When you remember the following things. Il is the only time that you are going to take anything away from the article. In all other cases, you are going to still integrate the article into the preposición articulate. So you take out that E, right? If the article begins with L, you double that L, right? Li and E don't begin with L, and this one you are left with one L, but it doesn't begin with an L. So you double for lo, la, and le. And now you can do the first row very easily. So you just put them together. A plus lo. Allo, al, right? Alla, alle, agli, and ai. So again, su, and then you just put the L, you drag it down. Su, lo, right? Sul, sulla, sulle, and then suli and sui. The same for the third row. So dal, dallo, and what will be the next one? Right? If you put that and then the double L apostrophe, you are right. Then dalle, and if I mistype something, I'm going kind of fast right now, and dai. So then the last two, and that's why I left them in the bottom. Di and in, you don't always need an article, right? So if you say I eat carrots, right? Or this is the chair belonging to Nicolas, right? La sedia di Nicolas. You don't say of the Nicolas, right? People don't have articles. And sometimes if I'm going home, right? I'm going home. Vado a casa. You don't say I'm going to the home. The same in Italian. You don't always need an article. And in more cases than in English, actually. Like I'm at the gym, you say I'm in gym, or I'm going to gym. Vado in palestra. You don't say I'm going inside the gym, right? But if you do have an article, right, di mutates to de when you combine it, and in changes to ne. Again, only if you combine it with the articles. So instead of dil, you have del, and you put de everywhere, not di. And then here, again, you put ne, you don't put in. So if you say in la casa, so nella casa. So again, ne, and I stopped. So it's easier if you do, well, too fast. So ne. So, and then you just put the bottom part, I mean the top part. La, le, li, i. E così successivamente. So, and then that's all you need, right? So I would, when you study for this test, my best recommendation for you is that you actually make a copy of this, and you don't have to print it. You can just use regular paper, a ruler, and make a table like this one. And I mean this one over here. And then try to do this on your own, and then look at this. And if you got it all correct, then that's it, right? So I only want you to know how to build it, and this takes no more than logic, right? So in class I gave people this, and then we completed them, then we share answers, and then we completed this one. And since you have one per at least one example per row or column, you should be able to apply that logic to the rest, right? And then we went over this, and again, the easiest way when you're starting is, first of all, look at the word, figure out what the article would be, right? Remember I told you the articles would come in handy, right? L'università, because it's singular and begins with a vowel. You double that, and then just put the a, right? Fratello is masculine, singular, and it does not begin with a vowel or any special consonant. So it's going to be il fratello. Take out I, and D changes to de, right? And so on. So if you have this homework, right, you are given the preposition. Prepositions are sometimes very specific to the language. So one of the hardest parts among people who are already fluent in another language is to know which preposition goes where. Like yo penso a, thinking about is you thinking a. Penso a, ho paura di, right? For example. So if it's il ristorante, right? This is singular, right? It's one of those e ending singulars. No special beginning, so il and then dal ristorante. Studenti, plurale, maschile, right? Masculine. Plural begins with special consonants, so it's going to be gli studenti. D changes to de, right? So the book belonging to the students. Sedia, femminile singolare, no vowel, la sedia, right? Double that, sulla sedia. You have in this page other prepositions like con and per. Con, tra, and I think there's per somewhere else. Oh my, well, it may be the previous version of the workbook. So if you have those ones and they are not in here, that means they do not elide, you do not combine them. So in that case, mangia il pane con la mozzarella, right? You may hear sometimes when people from certain regions of Italy talk, vado al parco coi cani, right? Or con la mozzarella. But that is considered dialect, and it doesn't apply everywhere in Italy, right? And you will not see that in any Italian grammar book for that reason. But just be aware that you may sometimes hear people do that, right? But officially is con la mozzarella, right? Aeroporto, maschile, singolare, comincia con una vocale, is going to be l'aeroporto, right? You double that, all'aeroporto. In, right? Borsa, la borsa, and then this ne, and you double that, nella borsa. Again, oh yes, per is right here, per, and then l'Egitto. Again, you don't combine per. Never actually. Well, banca, la banca, alla banca. Giardino, il giardino, right? Take out the E, nel giardino, right? It's in Luigi's garden. Viaggio in Italia. So il viaggio, right, is masculine singular, does not begin with vowel or any special consonants. Take out this. Di cambia a de, right? Amica di Maria, singular begins with a vowel of any gender, so, and di cambia a de. Studio medico, now this is special consonants, right? Special beginning in masculine singular, it will be lo, and then double that, in cambia a ne. Again, con il prosciutto. And you don't have this here. It's a. If you got that on your own, you pat yourself in the back because that was missing. So alla festa di Giulietta. Zio, right? Masculine singular begins with a special consonant. It's going to be lo. Double that, and then you put da in front. Okay, così successivamente. So, and that's, oh, how do you need to remember it? So this is a draft that I'm sharing with you guys right now. And oh wait, let me get back to it. I clicked out. Oh, so and yes, please use Chrome because otherwise, and right now I am not using Chrome myself because anyway, I have Chrome another window open. So what you're gonna see in the test, so yours is a draft, but yours is gonna be very similar to this one. So you have some verbs, ere, right? So if you know Q, and then the ending for to is I, right? La nonna, lei, promettere, right? You take out this and you put the ending for lui or lei, right? Vivere, loro, right? You take out this. What is the ending for loro? Vivono, right? E poi ere, and put the ending for noi, which is the same for are, ere, and ire, right? You put iamo instead of ere, and you make that word. So again, if you do this, this is the root, right? It's not because that is Spanish or even English, right? English is, you have, see, right? You have the e before, and in Spanish you have again e and then e, but make sure that you spell it just like that, right? So when in doubt, look at what you have already, and then put iamo. Another thing Canvas will do, if you do this, and then you hit enter, right? Canvas will count this space as a character, and it will mark it wrong. So that's another reason why I go through everybody's test, even the automatically graded parts, and I give you credit if you deserve it in certain parts, right? Because we are better, you guys are better than a computer that does not understand a blank space. It's just a blank space. So yes. So questo. Then some of them are multiple choice, right? Sapere, conoscere. Remember, oh wait. If you have a person, it is conoscere. A place, like a city, are you acquainted or familiar with San Francisco, right? Conosci la città di San Francisco. If you have interrogative words like quando, dove, chi, a che ora, then you use sapere. Even if you have a place, right? But you have a che ora, dove, quando, etc. Right after the verb, then it's going to be sapere. If you have a verb right after to know, right? Do you know how to perform an action, right? To sai guidare, do you know how to drive like a standard car, right? If you have a verb after, something a word that ends with are, ere, or ire, it is sapere, not conoscere. Okay, so allora you have things like this. Again, a place, it's gonna be conoscere. a form of conoscere. If it's, well, scrivere, this is a verb, it's going to be, well, in this case, it's not sapere or conoscere, it's can you. We can write. This is an irregular verb, by the way. It's not going to be potiamo. So there are a few irregulars that you need to remember. Gli studenti, right? Remember that this is a plural form. It's not lui or lei. It's going to be loro ending. And for piacere, if you have something in plural, right, the verb is going to end in the loro form. Right? What is the loro ending for ere verbs? Right? So this is the plural form, because gli spaghetti is not just one string of spaghetti, but spaghetti is a plural form. La lasagna, however, is singular. So how do verbs in the lui or lei form end, right? Ere verbs like piacere. And again, piacere is an irregular verb, like the spelling. Piacciono or piaccio is, pay attention to that one. Although here you have to just choose it. I negozi, right? If I bring your attention to this, is because maybe in some reviews that I had before, people were not sure whether it's lui or loro. This is plural form, right? And then you have the preposizioni articolate qui. So a plus il will be what? You drop out the e and then you have this, right? Same here. Il cane, you drop out e, di cambia a de, so questo è il cibo del cane. So this is how you're going to see preposizioni articolate qui. Sulla sedia, right? Double L, and then su doesn't change, so it's going to be just that. Right? So this is going to be, I think, so this is the reason why, and I'm showing you, well, I'm not in the student view, but if you don't use Chrome, this is what's going to happen. Well, actually, I can't click on it. So, but some people have reported that, oh, what am I? I'm using Safari right now, and I can type in, but this is a little goes out of the margins, and some people were unable to write them. So please use Chrome. That way you should be able to type everything in, just like this, right? And but if it happens for any reason, so please, this is the way that you would put, like if you think numero uno is allo and so on, right? So it will be this and that will be number one. But please, let's try to use Chrome, because not only that, any pictures that I have on the website, you cannot see them. And I put sometimes visuals in your, within the homework and within the welcome page. And I realize you may not be seeing them if you're using a different browser. Okay, yes, in some cases here, again, CEO, if I put something in bold, that means I really want you to see that. Right, so you have some examples like this that we did in class, and also in the homework, right? So here you need those little words, dello, agli, dal, etc. So if you have this, le due, and if I'm telling you ours are feminine and this is plural, right? It will be le due, like sono le due, and then double that and alle. Okay, and you may need, if you do need an apostrophe, yes, please do write it. In some cases, you would have to say something like mi piacciono gli animali, right? This is plural, right? So you only need to say I like sandwiches. But again, okay, bambini. Mi piacciono I bambini, non mi piacciono I bambini. Pay attention to the spelling. Il traffico, this one is singular, right? So it's easier. If you have something like this, vuoi fare, what do you want to do on the weekend? You don't need to use the same verb, fare, unless you want to do something with fare, like voglio fare una passeggiata, but you could say voglio dormire molto il fine settimana. Okay, sabato e domenica or whatever. So, but that's all you need really. So this is just two verbs working together, right? And this is, please do not look anything. I know that even if you don't see another browser, some people may have a phone to look things up. And then you come up with things that we haven't even studied, like dormirò in future tense. Future tense, we haven't even done it in my Italian 2 class yet. But anyway, so puoi parlare con gli animali, right? Can you speak with animals, right? So I can say io parlo sempre con il mio cane, ma lui non risponde. Oh, it could be like that if you want to avoid the two verb construction, but you can say non posso parlare con gli animali, right? So that's all you need. Either puoi, posso, right? This is an irregular verb, potere, or you can just turn around its feet and avoid the two verb. Cosa devi fare ogni giorno? What do you need to do every day? Ok, devo lavorare ogni giorno. O devo mangiare, right? People need to eat and drink, otherwise they probably go. Anyway, so things like that. Cosa bevi quando fa caldo? Quando fa caldo, io bevo acqua fredda or anything. Or bevo una margarita quando fa molto caldo. So this, when it is hot, you don't need to change it, right? What you need to change is this bevo. Chiudi sempre la porta per dormire. Chiudere la porta è, per esempio, questo è un libro, io chiudo il libro. Oh, you can chiudo, apro il libro, chiudo il libro. So you always close the door. So this is a yes or no question, but yes, right. Answer with a complete sentence. Sì, chiudo sempre la porta perché se no arriva il gatto, right? Cat comes in and wakes everybody up. Or whatever. Just, che cosa sai fare molto bene? What do you know to do very well? Io so, what? Cantare, suonare, so any verb. You just have to put so, and the second verb you don't conjugate, right? So giocare poker molto bene, or whatever it is. And yes, you don't have to say the truth. If you go, oh my God, I can open cars with a stick really easily. You can just say so cucinare. I'm worried about grammar, right? It has to be correct grammatically. Three verbs. Sense. Okay, what can you do? What do you want to do? And what do you have to do? It could be like, I want to travel, but I cannot right now because I have to do something else, right? And again, the thing here is that you have to use posso, devo, and voglio in the io form, conjugate, and whatever you put after, you do not conjugate it. Posso what? Well, posso. Well, using the, actually I did have a need to do. Posso guidare. I don't like to drive, but I can. Devo lavorare. Voglio dormire. It could be something as simple as that. And again, I put are, and ire. You don't have to use the same verbs, obviously. Something. And then, oh my gosh, what's this? Le anatre, right? So they know, and this is a verb. So is it conoscere or sapere? And then la mela, and then you put just 4 letters in here. Alla mela. Okay, we had something like this in the quaderno homework, right? And that is like la bambina. And then le bambi. What? See the autocorrect. I need to change this. well, this is plural. It's going to be le bambine. This also confirms that. So there's going to be the loro ending, those 3 letters. And then vedere. And that's probably it, right? So you're going to have a very similar to this one test opening tomorrow. If there are any questions, you can send me an email and I'll try to answer them. However, next week we have a spring break, and also domani, well, it's going to open tomorrow, the test, and Friday is a religious holiday for many people. So that's why I'm going to leave it open for over 1 week, because we're not supposed to assign anything over spring break. So, but I'm assigning it tomorrow, right? And I'm leaving it open until the Tuesday after spring break. So you have a lot of time to work on that. So, well, buone vacanze, have fun. I know we're still kind of in Corona crisis, but make the best of it any way you can. Ci vediamo tra 2 settimane. Okay, ciao.